Purim's coming. Purim, a day of joy. Not just a day of joy. It's a funny kind of joy. People drink, party. Not the traditional Jewish celebration of anything else. Yes, it's a funny holiday. It's a day that we commemorate the fact that we don't really understand what goes on. That Hashem makes us feel like we're going through difficulties. Hashem makes us feel like the world is coming to an end. Hashem makes us feel like our world is coming to an end. In Shushan, they thought that they were going to be annihilated. All the Jews of Achashverosh's kingdom, where he ruled over the globe. And meanwhile, Hashem had a different thing in mind. He was plotting to get rid of all the anti-Semites in Paras Umadai in Persian media. The gallows were not really for Haman, as they thought, they were not really for Mordechai, as they thought they were really for Haman. We've got it all wrong. So of course we celebrate, we drink, and we say we don't know what we're talking about. We live life superficially. If we'd really understand what's going on, oh, it's all wonderful, and Hashem is always on our side. That's what the festival of Purim is all about. But we find that the Jews there in that day came to a very important conclusion. Kimu v'kiblu haYehudim aleim v'alzaram. Pasuk says they accepted upon themselves and their descendants what it was that they accepted upon themselves, of course, the festival of Purim. But the Gemara explains that they also re-accepted the Torah that they got at Har Sinai. Whereas at the time, they took it as something that they were almost forced into. Even after they agreed to accept the Torah, Hashem picks up Mount Sinai, Har Sinai, and he says, you accept it or else. The mountain will fall down right on you. There was a certain element of, listen, we didn't really have a choice. Hashem took us where he took us to. He took us out of Egypt, performed all of those miracles, took us to the Sinai desert, had us stand at the foot of Mount Sinai and ask us if we wanted. Of course, we'll accept whatever he has to say, but you know, the details, they're difficult. It's a different kind of life. It's not so easy. You know, the world out there is full of all these goodies that we can partake of. Jews walked around with that feeling that, you know, all right, we know it's true. We know we have to. We don't want to burn. But, you know, it would have been so much nicer if instead of commanding us to live the way we're told to live, if we could have been given a life that was more fun. Until the story of Purim. We came to the realization that Hashem just loves us and nothing else. And it could not be that there's anything good that he's depriving us of. If there's anything out there that's really worth anything, he would have given it to us. If there's anything that the Torah tells us not to be part of, it must be that there's nothing really to it. It must be that it's empty. It must be that there's an emptiness. It must be. He gave us all the riches of the world. He gave us everything meaningful, everything that builds, everything that really makes a person feel complete with himself. And the world out there is not really so fulfilling. And even if a detail here and there tastes good, but the context is emptiness. The Jews realized that only when they fully contemplated the love Hashem has for us. Hashem only loves us and nothing else. He has no mixed feelings about us. He just loves us and only does what's best for us and gives us only what's really best for us. So they came to the conclusion, you know, Torah must be the best thing. Unfortunately, most of our brethren haven't come to that conclusion yet. They're not even so sure that they're required to keep what the Jews then knew they were forced into keeping. But they certainly see the world as, well, yeah, there are its challenges, but there are so many options out there and they're all valid. And they haven't yet sensed the emptiness, although so many of them are finding their lives empty. And we've got the answer. The full life, the complete life, the life that builds, the life that builds every aspect of your personality, the light that makes you great, the life of giving and sharing, the life of growing, the life of divine wisdom. That's the life of Torah. And that's what we who know, we who are fortunate, have an obligation to share with everyone else. And that's what the Jerusalem Kol is all about. Sending people out there, sending our own who've tasted it, who fill themselves with it, who love it, sending them out there to offer it to those who are hungry and empty. Giving them the opportunity to see what is it that we were chosen for. What was it that Hashem, who only loves us, gave us and didn't give anyone else? What is that greatness, the beauty of Torah life? May we all have a wonderful Purim. May we all be able to reach so many. And may we come to the day that every Jew will recognize there's nothing like it. We don't make sacrifices for Hashem. We don't do him any favors by not partaking in everything prohibited. Torah and its laws are wonderful. Have a happy Purim.